Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is me, Next Gen EnvoyXtreme, and I'm bringing you round 2 of season 2 of MyTeam Career mode. I know it's been a while since I uploaded Australia. I think it's been about a month and a half or so. Yeah, the reason for the delays was 2 reasons. One, I've been getting it back into Farming Simulator 19, as well as December just had a bit of a rough patch personally, so I didn't really make much videos apart from my live streams. But anyways, let's get back into it. And after a interesting Australian Grand Prix where we managed to get P10 somehow, I couldn't believe that. Even though the game did glitch, it said it became P11, but by the time I got to Bahrain, the game sort of corrected itself and put me back up to P10 with 1 point. Because remember, I came P10, I had 0 points, and P11 had 1 point. I was like, what's going on here? But anyways, let's head into this episode for the Bahrain Grand Prix with our team, Extreme Racing. As you see, well, yeah, it's been a month since I've actually loaded up my team, and yeah, that car is absolutely beautiful. But anyways, as we head into the weekend, we're doing some sponsorships we need to do. And yes, I've been looking at sort of what sponsors to go for. I went with Satellite again because 100 laps in a race weekend, very easy. Decent payout as well, decent weekly income, which at the moment we need to upgrade our facilities, as well as we need to save a bit of money or keep some money in the bank to re-sign Sergio Perez, who's our teammate. But anyways, yeah, just been browsing what sponsors go for. I did take a very good consideration and went with Sudo, get a fastest app in any session. We can do an FP1. Whilst everyone's on the harder tyres, we'll just go out, do the little quad trim on the soft tyres, and bing bam boom, that's that. And for our third sponsor, yeah, similar things. Just looking at what's good for what's realistic for us. Ideally, let's go for some more higher ones, but it requires getting like 30 construction points in a race weekend, and it's possible with me and Sergio, but we're not up that stage yet. We're still we're breaching the top 4 teams. We are top 5 teams, but yeah, we went with Atlantic, similar with Satellite, but it said off 100 laps we've got to do 75 laps. As you see, we got Sergio Perez. He's currently 91 rating, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to upgrade some HQ facilities and, well, quality control for the aerodynamics, because we need to heavily invest in the aero department, that's for sure. Heading into the weekend is only 2 days, so not much activities we can do. And I thought, let's just go with racecraft, boost Sergio Perez's rating, because if he can be up there competitive with us, then that'd be perfect. But anyways, let's head into the weekend now. But yeah, heading into this weekend, we have got some upgrades in works. Hopefully it should be here before next race at Vietnam, if not for China. As you see, we are slowly progressing. We're currently above Alfa Romeo, but on track we're a bit better. But as we head into qualifying, we've got a healthy 1,000 resource points. We smash all the practice programs, and glad we've got a teammate who can actually compete in the practice programs. But yeah, heading into the race and that, or qualifying, sorry. I thought about what we can go for next. I was looking at the major weight reduction, because at the moment that's one of the areas where our car is lacking. Is a bit heavy. We got a nice aero setup, as you can see. We're progressing really well in this department tree. I thought about going for an engine upgrade to get some more punchy power, but then again, I remember from season 1 we were still a bit punchy compared to everyone else. But we're going to risk it with a major weight reduction, not weight reduction, drag reduction, There's a 50% chance of failure, but I'm hopeful. But now let's head it into qualifying. Here we are on track now in Q1, and we're on the soft tyres, and let's just see how we perform. In practice, this car was handling quite well, to be honest. Took a lot of tweaking off the setup, and since only FP2 is only the real representative session, I did most of my running in FP2 to fine tune the setup. I did have a good Bahrain setup already for my league racing, but had to make a couple of little adjustments to it to suit this MyTeam car, as it does not handle the same as yet to the multiplayer car, but hopefully by the end of the season it'll perform just as well, if not better than the multiplayer car. But anyways, now as we head into sector 2 now, yeah, this lap time hasn't been too bad, not too many mistakes, mostly a clean lap. And now we're going to head left here and up the hill through turns 12. Be careful not to catch on the inside curb or you will end up spinning. I was playing a bit safe for this first run, didn't really run over the inside curbs too much. We did get slight track limits warned there, but nothing too major. As now we're heading into what is officially, well, not officially last turn, this is the last turn here, but now we're going to flat out here, and it's going to be a 126.1. Wow. That's not good that time. Not at all. Especially compared to the leaders are doing like 24.4. So we're 2.5 seconds off. We're going out again. And yes, just hopefully we can improve somehow. We've got to at least get into Q2. That's our aim for this first half of the season, is getting to Q2. If you can get lucky, get into Q3, then that would be amazing. But to be honest, getting into Q3 I'm not too worried about, because if you start say P11 then we've got the tyre strategy. But anyways, now we're heading into our second and last run into this qualifying session, and the Tifi, so the T4 was at Carrera, no, that was the Tifi, got on the way, and as you see we've lost 2 tenths there. We was up by 500ths of a second, but now we've got a lot to make up in these last 2 sectors, and there is time to find. So yeah, just I pretty much at this point I'm committing it, running over the curves, being really aggressive under braking. But again, we need some weight reduction, at least something to improve this chassis. So I think as soon as that major drag reduction comes in, we're going to start focusing a bit more on the chassis. And so the TV behind us, yes it is, please stay out of the way. But see, yeah, this lap was just totally bogus, it was. After that incident with TV, I just backed out of it, and I'm going to try to go for a second run on these tyres, and hopefully for the best. Already we are improving. We got a better exit at that last turn. Heavily braking into turn 1. Missed the apex just by a fraction of an inch. Run over the inside curb here. Run over the outside curb. Keep it all the way to the left. We are negligible in terms of our lap time at the moment. You can see for turn 4 we gained about 1/100th or 200ths of a second. But now through here, the tyres are just gone now. See, these tyres do not last long in qualifying. Lost the back end a little bit. But we're only a 10th down still, so hopefully we can improve. But again, missing the apex here, just slightly misjudging my braking points around here. Just how the car handles at the moment. But yeah, let's see if we can improve in this last sector. There is still time to find here. As we head up the hill now, we are positive delta, negative delta, back to positive. We are green up through the second sector, only by 500ths of a second. We run a bit wide here, so we didn't invalidate that. But anyways, now we are heading into this last turn. We are just under a tenth up. I know the time's going down now, and it's only going to be a slight improvement, only negligible I think, and that's P17 for us. So yeah, we are knocked out off Q1. Sergio Perez on the other hand, half a second half a second faster than me. We missed out in Q2 by literally a tenth of a second, just over a tenth. But yes, look at our lap times here. You can see on our best time we was faster in the first sector just a bit. But yeah, I think if we had our best first sector in the first lap, then I think we could have improved. But anyways, that's our rival Charles Leclerc is outperforming us. No surprises there. Our teammate is outperforming us, and again, that's not too surprising. But anyways, let's head into the race and see what we can do.
We're here again then at a circuit famous for its stunning visuals and thrilling battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let me ask you about Renault. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Alexander Albon, and Vettel, Stroll, Ricciardo, Sainz, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Ocon, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Norris, Perez, Magnussen, Davies, and Nobuharu Matsushita. Correa, De Vries, Latifi, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
We didn't have the performance in qualifying this weekend, but considering last race, we might be able to get a points finish.
Thank you, Jeff, for being a bit optimistic there. But yes, heading to this race, it's going to be a one-stop strategy. Even though the game's recommending mediums to hards, I believe it is possible to go from mediums to softs. Is possible, but not really the best strategy. I think I did try in practice and it didn't really plan out too well, so I think the medium to hards is best. I was tempted to go with the 2-stopper, but in this race we're going to be an advantage if you start on the medium tyres, as everyone else outside the top 10 is on the medium tyres, so there's a chance of we can get some points finish, possibly a top 5 even, because the one-stop strategy is really benefiting around here. But anyways, now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it is lights out. Off we go for round 2 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's a good start by us as we are closing on our teammate Sergio Perez. Who's that? That's Raikkonen on the Matsushita on the inside of us, but now we're going to make a massive lunge into turn 1 around the outside. Hopefully take over as many cars as we can. We went wide there through turns 2. We lost the position to Ocon, but we're up to P13 now. So again, it's a massive dive. That's what Charles Leclerc did at the Kia Grand Prix last season, and now we're up into the points. Let's have a look at that replay footage. See the Renault and my teammates fighting, then all of a sudden you can see me diving, bashing the wheels with the racing point, but we made the move stick, and now we're up to P10, and now we can try to chase down some of these soft tyres runners, as long as we can stay within that 1 second And when they pit, we're going to be in the money. We're going to have the advantage, and but already we're side by side with the Racing Point into turns 11. No, sorry, turn 9, sorry. And it's going to be a massive drag race between me and the Racing Point. And we're side by side into the braking zone for turns 10. Now up the hill for turns 11 and 12. And again, it is side by side action. None of us are letting off. We got a bit screwy now as we bashed the wheels under braking. Again, we went wide there, just a touch, but nothing too drastic. And now we're defending hard into the last turn now. Got the Racing Point of Perez, or Giovinazzi, sorry, and my teammate Perez right behind us. And now Giovinazzi is going to have the slipstream. But he's on soft tyre, so I expect him to be very punchy. Only for his first few laps, but now we're making another dive on the inside into turn 1. Very late, we're going to have the inside line for turns 2. And we covered ourselves into turns 3. And now, deja vu, a massive dive into turns 4 again. But already, yeah, this has been like, what, a lap and a half, 2 laps now we've been battling with Giovinazzi. And now that little tap's going to invite our teammate Perez to get into the mix. And all of a sudden there, for like briefly for a moment, we was a tenth or 2 tenths faster in that sector. But now Giovinazzi is right back on our tail. He's going to have... No, DRS is not activated on this app. It's next app it's going to be activated. So, but already you can see the gap to Ricardo is 3.4 seconds long. And there is a massive train forming behind us. But again, remember, technically we are net P1 because everyone in front of us, I'm pretty sure, is starting on the soft tyre. So even though it seems like it's dreadful now, guarantee come towards the end of this race we're going to be contending for a top 5, possibly for a podium. But now, as we head into towards the end of lap 3, DRS has been activated on this lap, and yes, I can expect big moves by Giovinazzi and my teammate Perez. And let's just see how they perform. And Racing Point is very slippery, so slippery in that air. But now it's going to make a little lunge into turns 1. Can we cover him off? Yes, we can, just about. But yeah, that pink Mercedes. That's basically a 2019 Mercedes car, is very punchy on the straight lines. Through the turns we have got a slight advantage, I think, or it could be just a subjective thing. But now as we head on to lap 5, the gap to Ricardo is 4 seconds now. And already just see how fast Giovinazzi is closing up, but he can't close up just far enough, so he can't make a move into turns 1. But again, he's going to have DRS into turns 4. As we head up the hill now. Very intense. Sergio Perez is looking. See if we bash wheels. If we take each other out, he's going to be in P10. But no, we've kept it clean. But yes, this battle with Giovinazzi has been very intense. As much as I love a good fight, a good battle, we are losing to the leaders, and now we made a slight mistake there. That's going to invite Giovinazzi on the outside into turns 9. But we're going to have the inside line through turn 9, and yeah, we're going to have to benefit. And I think we sold DRS, did we? Can't tell. Yes, we did. We sold DRS from Giovinazzi, and that invites Perez now to overtake Giovinazzi. So already Giovinazzi in the Racing Point. But now as we head on, and this is where we're now going to start fighting with our teammate Sergio Perez. Very intense, and just, yeah. But for now, Sergio Perez is slightly ahead of us. But at this stage, I was thinking, do we stay behind him or do we overtake? And the answer is we're going to overtake him. But now Sergio Perez has made a switch back on us. And this battle has become so intense now as we're on lap 6. The leaders are going to be pitting soon. So I'm thinking, let's not fight with Perez too much. Let's just stay behind him and use him as a horse and carriage to let him drag us along. We'll protect him from Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Gasly, all those lot. But now already we're on lap 11 now, and the leaders have pitted. So yeah, as I remember what I said, Yes, we were starting outside the top 10, but that's an advantage on this race, I think. So now it is Extreme Motorsport P1 and P2. Could we get our first 1-2 of the season? Or will Ocon, Kvyat or Gasly interfere with that? But you can see Ocon's getting really punchy. He's making it look on the inside, but we're just covering himself off now. Our job at the moment is to protect Paris because he is the better driver out of us two, I think. He had a bad race at Australia where he DNF'd, but I strongly believe he is the number one driver. He's the pace man. He's the pace setter for Extreme Motorsport. So if it's him winning and if it's me P2 at this stage, I'm happy with that. Because I'm putting the team ahead of my personal ego. But you can see now, because of that, me shotgunning basically, you can see a massive train forming. And there's even one Mercedes behind. I'm guessing that's Giovinazzi or Lance Stroll. And that's our second track limits war. Now we need to be really careful not to get a 3-second time penalty, or that's going to be apocalyptic for our race results, because it's so close now between me and like Mercedes, like up to P10, only a few seconds separating us. But now it's P12. I'm thinking about coming in. I'll see if Perez wouldn't come in, but no, he wouldn't stay out. So we're going to try to do the undercut now. We're on the go switch onto the hard tires. We have come in a lap early. Part of that was to try to undercut Perez, but also to protect ourselves from the rest of the field, because Perez has got the pace to overtake others. I strongly believe that, but for me, not so much. But already now we're back at the field. Now we're P22. There's a lot of traffic ahead of us, so let's just hopefully we can not get held up too much. And let's see where we are with Ocon and with Ricardo, and where we are with Perez, Giovinazzi. Where will they fall out once we've overtaken everyone? On Nobuharu Matsushita is out of the race. That looks like a mechanical failure of sort. Yeah, I looked back on the replay and that was a mechanical failure, I can tell you. So that's his second DNF, I think, in a row now. The F2 rookie making his debut in F1 this season. It's not gone to plan, so hopefully he can improve in these next few races. But now we're up to P21 now. We're trying to make headways against Giovinazzi, De Vries, Stroll. Wait a minute, why is Giovinazzi so far at the back? I don't know if... Yeah, he is last running off those who started on the soft tire, so he could be just at the back. And yeah, I don't know, I was very surprised to see Giovinazzi this far back, because he's got to make another pit stop, you remember. And it's De Vries, Russell's in the pit. Where's our teammate? There's Gasly, there's Norris. But no, I think Perez is still out, yes. Yeah, Perez is still sticking it out, I think. So yeah, now we're on lap 14, we're approaching that race distance. People are making their second stops round about now, depending on what strategy they're doing. And yes, we're keeping on the tyre temperatures, keeping them nice and cool. We do not want to overcook these tyres, because that will be just dreadful for the race. And you can see we're pushing it to try to close up to Giovinazzi, because yes, we are on the harder tyre, but we're on the better race tyre, I think. The mediums, they can last up to 18-20 laps of the race. But yeah, Giovinazzi's tyres are going to start to fall off very soon, I think. And now we're heading on to that 15. And there's Perez, and we've overtook Perez. We've managed to make the undercut work. What about Ocon? Ocon's overtook Perez. As we look on the replay, that's got to have been closer. You can see us going past now. And you can see that's Ocon. He's just... oh. That was side by side into turns 1. So yeah, Perez there has lost 2 positions there. I made the undercut at sort of lap 12 it was, so, or the end of lap 12 should I say, sorry, lap 13. Ocon hit the following lap I think, and yeah, Perez just pitted just now, so yeah, it looks like we're in the money now. It's going to be P1 and P3 at the moment. We are next P1 and P3, remember, because everyone in front of us has got to make one more stop. And it's very hard to overtake around here, I think, because you can easily get stuck into that DRS train. But now you've got the leaders pitting now, and we're going to be up to P7. But now you can see Ocon over out of nowhere overtook us into turns 1. But now heading up to the hill now, we're going to have the advantage. We're going to have DRS, I think. And as we head up the hill into turns 4, and it's 3 wide, 2 wide. That's me and Perez has overtook Ocon now, and again it's net 1 and net P2 for Extreme Motorsport, but Ocon is not bailing out. But it's Perez is ahead of us, and remember, like what I said in the first stint, I strongly do believe Perez is slightly faster than us, so we're going to be shotgunning him. Well, shotgunning for him, not shotgun him. Christ no. Don't think our team principal would be happy with that if I took out our teammate there, but anyways, now we're heading to lap 24, and I don't think we're going to get the win, because for some reason Hamilton is still out in P2 on the medium tyres. And was that one? Yeah, sure, he's done a 2-stopper there. But anyways, now as we're approaching these last few moments of this race, and I'm just thinking it's not going to be a double podium for Extreme Motorsport, so we've got to make a move now onto Sergio Perez, and that's exactly what we're doing into turns 1 and turns 2. Again, it's side by side up the hill, so intense, battle all race for our teammates. This is one of my best races I've had in this MyTeam season so far. And yes, slightly left tap with Perez there. I don't think we damaged this wing too much. But you can see Mercedes dominating ahead of us, P1 and P2. That shows you, even though they're on the worst strategy, they still got like 3/4 of the pit stop ahead of us because they got such a powerful car. That's the Mercedes dominance for you. But it's going to be P3 and P4 for Extreme Motorsport, I think. Unless Ocon can try to upset it, or if one of the Red Bulls can upset us. So yeah, this race has been so intense, and the fact we are basically best of the rest apart from Mercedes is really encouraging for us. This is the morale booster we need. And now as we're approaching these last few laps, it's Perez. He's sticking to half a second behind us. I think he's playing it safe now. I think his tyres aren't there quite as good as ours, so we must have saved our tyres in that second stint. Because remember, we pitted like 2 or 3 laps earlier to Perez, but now you can see Perez is looking on the inside, but now thinks better of it. He's going to have DRS up the hill, and yeah, there's no team orders. We're going to be fighting out. It's like the duel at Bahrain with Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton those few years ago. And yes, actually no, is Perez going to make a move? Yes, oh no. Again, Perez is... yeah, there's so many times he could have just cost both of our races, making little moves like that, where it's just thinking, really? Going to make a move there? But anyways, now our tyres are at 50% at the rear left, so yeah, we're managing it really well. To be honest, there's plenty of grip left. We could do the whole race distance on these tyres if we needed to, but anyways, yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed. This is going to be our first podium of the season, and really the first podium really challenging ourselves, because yeah, last season we got a few good results, but we weren't really pushing ourselves when it comes to the AI difficulty. But this season we're running at 102 to 105, I think. I got to double check. But anyways, now we're approaching. It's 3 laps to go now, and we just need to keep it together, keep it safe, and yeah. I think yeah, from here on out it's just been a quiet race. Sergio Perez is sticking behind us, but he's not really making any moves on us. So, but as you can see, there's a massive train forming back to the Ferraris. What's that? That's got to be like P12, P14. Let's count the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think like 9 cars I counted there. But anyways now. But yeah, just some little replays of these last few laps. Paris gonna make an inside move now. It's no so. Oh, Paris trying to make the inside work, but no, he could not make it work. I think that was his last shot off getting the podium, unless he can make any moves in the DRS zone. So never say never. It's not a set race. It's not a comfortable P3 by a long shot. We've got a horde of cars back to like the Williams are the next car outside of this little train. So now we're going to head up to hill, and Bottas is set the fastest lap of the race of a, was that 28.2, 28.9? But anyways, now tires are starting to lose their grip. Now we are starting to, we've passed our best. Yeah, we can see we're on 50%, 56% tire wear. So we've got to be careful now not to bin it on this last lap of the race. So yeah, as now we're heading down into turn 1 for the last time round. I think this is one of the 3 shots Paris can make for a podium. Can he make a move? No, he's playing it safe. Can get quite close now because that dirty air has been sucked behind us. So that's what I'm saying. There's a massive DRS train, but also there's that dirty air train as well at the same time. So tires at this moment, the rear left, oh, approaching 60%. Just a few more corners tires got to hold out for, as we're setting our personal best first sector on the last lap of the race. So yeah, it's so intense this race has been. Good battle with our teammate, good battle with Ocon, Perez, Giovinazzi. Yeah, it's just been such one of those delightful races. It's very stressful, but I think, yeah, Perez now is half a second back from us, so he isn't going to make any moves. And Bottas now sets a fastest lap of a 27.7, and he wins with a 30-second gap to us. Lewis Hamilton coming P2, 4 seconds behind Bottas. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that, about how Bottas is outperforming Hamilton, or the fact that Mercedes, despite doing one extra stop than us, pulled out another pit stop gap. They could have done a free stopper and still won the race, but yeah, what an intense race that was.
Smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so. What a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Yeah, what great to see our team back on the podium. Yes, it's slightly overshadowed by the Mercedes dominance, but again, I don't like this camera angle for it, because if you're on P3 on the podium, you don't really get any spotlight apart from the odd glimpse here and there. But it's mostly P1 and P2 gets all the fame. But yeah, that's 27 points for Extreme Motorsport. That's going to be some healthy points for us, especially after how poor we performed in Australia. But yeah, can't really say much about that race. It's been so intense, and now we're up to P5 in the driver's standing. Perez is up to P8 now with that P4. So yeah, apart from the Mercedes dominance, it's very close between all of us, even the constructors. Racing Point is only 9 points ahead of us. That ain't that much. But again, it's so early on in the season and we really can't count anything out. So, but yeah, It's just been such an exciting race. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more regular F1 content. I'm going to be putting some, at least 1 or 2 episodes of my team every week out. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to go for 2. The strategy, there wasn't really much strategy. It's just, yeah, I thought about complementing the aero, but I thought it's complementing the chassis department. Yeah, it's a very good strategy, a great car, and yeah, we managed the tyres really well. We did.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yes, I expect them to be thrilled, but yeah, it's thankfully for their support, really.
Appreciate your time.
But yeah, that's going to be it. We slightly outperformed Charles Leclerc in the race there, so even though he's in the Ferrari car, we're still outperforming him in the rivalry. Only just by 1 point though, so anything can happen. Our team acclaim is nearly level 17, so yeah, anything can happen there. Hopefully we can get to level 20 by the end of the season. Or we couldn't, yeah, we didn't set a fastest lap in the session, but still, until that's going to be £881,000 or dollars, whatever you want to call it, into the bank. And yeah, that's going to do it nicely. Next is the Vietnam Grand Prix at Hanoi. I'm planning to do 100% race distance there, so this is next gen EnvoyXtreme, and I will catch you all very soon.